What's up, guys? Matt Brown here for thelines.com, playpicks.com, and we're going to talk the divisional round lines here, give you the market rundown and see what we're looking at here. Early Tuesday morning, now that we know all 8 teams that are left in the NFL playoffs. Guys, as always, everything we do, absolutely free, so go ahead and smash that subscribe button and then give us a thumbs up and let us know in the comment section which of these lines stands out to you. Is there anything you've already bet? Is there anything that you think is off? What about these totals? Do these totals seem right? Let's talk through everything down there in the comments section. So let's kick things off again. I think we probably got to the 8 best teams. I mean, I guess there's an argument to be made for the Cowboys, but really, if you see how San Francisco was able to bully them and how they were just not able to get anything going on offense, we might have gotten to the best 8 teams here. So let's kick things off. It's going to be on Saturday. Bengals at the Titans. Of course, the Titans didn't have to play last week. They were the number 1 seed, so they got a bye. Should be getting Derrick Henry back in this. Should have Julio Jones as healthy as he's been in a while. So you should be getting a healthy offensive line as well for the Titans. So they are coming in as good as could be expected. On the Bengals side, that's not going to be the case. Ogunjobi on the defensive line is out for the rest of the playoffs, so they are going to be without one starting defensive lineman. They go out, they get it done against the Raiders. Couple of little controversial plays, couple of little controversial calls, but again, they get it done, hold them off on that last stand, and they advance to head to Tennessee. As we sit right now, the Tennessee Titans are 3.5-point home favorites in this one. This was at 3. The money came in on the Titans. 3.5 as we sit right now. 46.5, 47 is your total. The big question here will be, how healthy is Derrick Henry? What is he going to look like? How many snaps are they going to give him? And how can this offensive line for the Bengals protect Joe Burrow against this defensive line of the Titans that actually has been getting pretty good pressure on quarterbacks all season long? We think that there's a big advantage here for that defensive line for the Titans, but who knows? Maybe there'll be a scheme coming out for the Bengals that gets this thing, a little bit more on a level playing field. I went ahead and took the 3 and a hook with Cincinnati. I think this team getting more than a field goal is a little bit dangerous. Just how quickly this offense can score. They are never out of any sort of backdoor cover for you too, even if they get down a couple of scores. They're so incredibly efficient, so incredibly explosive. When it got to the 3 and a hook, I went ahead and took it. Was Cincinnati. The second game on Saturday is going to be San Francisco 49ers and the Green Bay Packers. Right now, we're seeing the Packers any 5.5 to 6-point home favorites. Now, this opened at 4.5 at some books out there and immediately has been bet to 5.5 or 6 in favor of the Packers. Why, you might ask? Well, a couple of different things came out here. We don't know for sure that Nick Bosa is going to be back for the 49ers. He had to leave the game this past week because of a concussion. Again, this game's on a Saturday, so he doesn't get that extra day until Sunday to try to get out of the concussion protocol. Then it comes out also that Jimmy Garoppolo slightly sprained his shoulder in that game this past week as well. So what happens? Opens at 4.5, opens at 5 at places, immediately bet to 5.5, immediately now up to 6 at a couple of books out there. Of course, Green Bay didn't have to play last week. Green Bay, the number 1 seed. So they got the bye week. Not only get the bye week to get healthy, they're getting the bye week to get some players back as well. So like the Titans, who look like they're going to be getting Derrick Henry back, you get with this Packers team, you already got some snaps in week 18 out of Bakhtiari on the offensive line. That's another 2 weeks for him to get a little bit more healthy. Jair Alexander in the secondary looks like he is going to be back for them as well. Absolutely massive. If you know anything about players, and how good they are in the secondary, if you follow corners, if anything like that, then you know what it means to get a guy like Jair Alexander back for this Green Bay Packers team. So it has been getting that first round bye was really, really good for this team. Their offensive line should be about as healthy as we've seen. Whitney Merciless was designated outside linebacker for them. It was designated to come back as well to give them another He tore his bicep in week 10. And so that would give them another big get on the defensive side of the ball. And then Za'Darius Smith is going to be back for them as well. So the Packers are as strong as they've been all season long here as they enter their first playoff game on Saturday. On Sunday, Rams at the Bucs. Right now, the Bucs are 3-point home favorites over the Rams, total of 48.5 across the board. Of course, the Bucs get it done in a fairly non-competitive game against the Eagles this past week. Eagles couldn't get anything going at all on offense. I mean, absolutely atrocious. Jalen Hurts was terrible. So Bucs were able to really just kind of coast to win there. Not really threatened at all. The score, if you go and look back, was completely cosmetic. This thing looked like it's at one point that the Eagles were going to get shut out. That's how bad they played. Then the Rams go out and they just completely boat race the Cardinals on Monday night. So they find themselves as 3-point road dogs to the Bucs in this one. Bucs did not get back Leonard Fournette for the first round of the playoffs. They are hopeful to get him back this round, but again, just dealing with so many injuries on this Bucs side of the ball. A couple of injuries as well for the Bucs. Riley Reif, one of their offensive linemen, went down, so that is something we'll be monitoring all week long as well. On the Rams side, fairly healthy. Andrew Whitworth did come out of the game. And of course, we know how awesome he has been even at age 40 for this Rams team. So we'll monitor that offensive line injury as well for this Rams team as we move forward. But Matthew Stafford able to find Odell Beckham early and often in this game. If he becomes a weapon for this Rams team, maybe they finally see their ceiling here. I went ahead and played the Rams at the +3. I'll take the full field goal here against a really, really beat up Bucs team. Listen, if this Bucs team was healthy, this line would be too short, but they're not. And that offensive line has protected Tom Brady so well all season long. And without Riley Reif out there, it could be a real big deal. So, Aaron Donald, Von Miller and company coming to town. And finally on Sunday, Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs are 2.5-point home favorites over the Bills. 54.5 is your total in this one. The Bills just destroyed the Patriots in a theme for the whole playoff weekend was just teams blowing out other teams. Bills destroy the Patriots. Patriots never in the game at all. Josh Allen basically perfect in the game. Offense just went down and scored a touchdown on every possession. First 7 possessions of the game. 6 possessions of the game. Chiefs, on the other hand, struggled at first. They were actually down in the game to the Steelers when the Steelers had a defensive touchdown. But from that point, it was all Chiefs. They go on to roll the Steelers in that one. And here we find the marquee matchup of the week in the Bills and the Chiefs. 2 of the Super Bowl favorites heading into the season meeting here in the divisional round of the playoffs. The 2 seed versus the 3 seed. This is the game everyone's going to be focusing on. This is the game everyone is going to be watching. This is the game likely to see some sort of movement in this line just because it's the last game of the week. It's the chase game. It's the marquee game. People are going to be betting into this market. Now, does that mean they'll be back in the Chiefs and this thing goes to 3 and you get a full 3 with the Bills? I kind of think so. But we do have a ton of new bettors in the market. We do have New York that just opened up in the legalized betting market as well that are certainly going to be back in the home state Bills as well. So maybe this never does reach the 3. But I'll be holding off on this one. I would like a full 3 on the Bills if I was going to bet this thing. If not, maybe it becomes a teaser leg. Maybe it becomes a teaser leg with either the Rams or up here with the Bengals, one of the 2. But what an awesome weekend. What an awesome 4 games that we get. Probably, again, like I said, we probably are getting the 8 best teams in the NFL. We probably didn't make any mistakes here in the first round in getting through the 8 best teams in the league. So really looking forward to this. And guys, again, 3.5 in favor of the Titans, 5.5, 6 in favor of the Packers, 3 in favor of the Bucs, 2.5 in favor of the Chiefs. All 4 home teams favored. We'll see how this all plays out. Again, if you need a sportsbook account up here, take advantage of all these offers. Again, risk-free bets and free money and match bets and things. Just find your state up here in this drop down. So be sure and take advantage of all that stuff. They're giving you free money, so by all means, take it. And if you want to discuss everything else, if you're a golf bettor, if you're a college basketball bettor, if you want to discuss NFL as well, here's our Discord channel. Be sure and come in here. We're chatting all day long. Building a great community over there in all the different sports. So be sure and stop in and let's talk, let's chat, and we'll answer some questions for you as well. Good luck on all of your bets here in the divisional round.